Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I thought today I would show you some Halloween vegan snack ideas. So I hope you enjoy, and let's begin with the first one, which is Oreo caramel pops. So these are what they look like. They are very cute. I decided to do a couple of characters, and if you want to recreate these, you'll need a pack of Oreos, some chocolate of your choice, coconut cream, food colouring, marzipan or fondant, sticks, and some kitchen equipment. Ideally, your food processor wouldn't have broken like mine is, so you can use that to blitz up the Oreos, but I'm going to put them inside this plastic bag that a mask came in, because 2020, and like the sustainable queen I am, reuse any plastic you do have. So I'm using a wooden spoon to bash these. Totally didn't work, so as you can see, I'm going to use this jar to bash them out until they're a fine crumb, and when they are, transfer them to a bowl. Also, clean up as you go. Like my grandmother said way back when, a dirty table is a window for the devil. So we don't want that, do we? Halloween or not. So then you want to melt your chocolate with your coconut cream. This was supposed to be white chocolate, but in reality it was more like caramel, hence the Oreo caramel pops part. But it was still really good. So I'm only adding half, and it's a good job I did because I didn't need the whole lot. So you want to mix this until it resembles wet soil, you know, the perfect consistency to bury your enemies in. And when you've done that, you want to scrape down your spoon and take roughly half a tablespoon and mould it with your hands into balls. This mixture with one pack of Oreos made 6, but in reality I probably could have done them a little bit smaller, so that's just up to you. So now moving on to the Play-Doh for adults part, the fondant, or in this case I used marzipan. I would advise against it. It was a bit stickier than fondant, but I made a load of these googly eyes by using white fondant and then a stick dipped into the black food colouring. And I also made some bat wings and some little bat ears, but I'm going to show you now how I made the purple and green for the Jack Skellington type design I did, and then also the green was for the big eye. So you just want to warm up the fondant or marzipan with your hands just to get it quite pliable, and then you want to take a bit of the food colouring. These are gels, so they're really pigmented. You don't really need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. Try not to stain your table, especially if you live in rented accommodation, because now I have a multicoloured table. So you want to work it in with your hands, just like the magic witch I am. It's suddenly very purple. Perfect, as were my hands for a couple of days after, but that's besides the point. So now I'm going to make some green for the eye and just keep on going and incorporate it in until you get the desired colour. I also did some pink as well for the bat's nose, and this is more or less how they turned out. So after the Oreo balls have been in the fridge for about half an hour, you want to melt some more chocolate. I decided on dark this time. And then I've got these wooden sticks that are coloured. I thought these were great because they're reusable, so you're not going to have waste if you're using like a cardboard straw, or obviously you don't want to be using a plastic one. And you want to dip each of the sticks into the chocolate and then inside the Oreo. I'm only going to dip 2 in the chocolate. These are for the bat designs because the other 4 I'm covering in fondant. Don't make the mistake I did and use the small jar for the aesthetic, because I lost this Oreo ball, man down, and it took a while to fish it back out, but I thought I'd keep it in here because honesty. But when they're nice and coated, leave them to one side to dry, and then the other ones I just dipped in and put on the plate like so. And now for the bat. So I'm sticking on these little black ears that I made, 2 little eyes, and then a pink nose, and then the wings. Again, like I said before, the marzipan was quite sticky, so the bat wings looked a bit fragile, shall we say, just like my emotional state right now. But you know, you've got to give the bat a break. After all, pandemic blood isn't safe to drink, so he's probably looking a little bit worse for wear, but still cute enough. And now I'm rolling out a combination of white mixed in with a bit of the pink to create this kind of bloodshot eye look. Again, you're looking for that kind of I haven't fully slept the 8 hours vibe. And then I'm putting on this green disc with a black disc on top, and then another little bit of white to get that really cute eye effect. And you might be wondering why I didn't put marzipan around the whole ball. These are really sweet, to be honest, because of the caramel chocolate and the Oreos, so I didn't necessarily want extra marzipan on everything, it was more for the decoration, so you can do it the whole way round, don't worry too much about it. And then for the purple one, I just decided to take this little brush and paint on a Jack Skellington face, which was pretty simple, and then my camera cuts out in a minute, so sorry about that, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I just followed a picture I saw online, and then this is how they turned out. And for a bit of a Pinterest versus reality moment, I'd prefer to be the one on the right, not gonna lie. Okay, so next we have these pumpkin chocolate cakes that you can see in the middle of my board here. So I used this silicone cake tray that I got from Tiger last year, and some dark chocolate, and then some leftover cake. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I posted about this pumpkin and dark chocolate swirl loaf I made this week, and there was a bit left over, so I decided to crumble that up into little pieces to get like a fine cake crumb. This is actually really fun if you just imagine you're like crushing your enemies. I keep talking about enemies, I don't really think I even have any. Comment down below if you're my enemy. And I'm adding the rest of the caramel chocolate from before because we don't like to waste anything in this house. Stir it all through again until you have kind of a wet consistency. And then you want to melt some dark chocolate. And the dark chocolate works really well because again the cake's quite sweet. So you want to fill up, I'd say maybe a tablespoon more or less of chocolate into each of the moulds. This would work with any type of mould, but obviously Halloween, got to be on theme with the pumpkin heads. And then when you filled them with about a tablespoon of chocolate, you just want to bash them about a bit just so the chocolate coats the sides. And yeah, make sure it doesn't dribble out, and it should look a little bit like this. And then take about a heaped tablespoon of the cake mix and put it into each one of the pumpkin shapes, and then using your fingers or the back of a spoon you want to press it down really well, and then put it in the fridge for about half an hour or pop it into the freezer, and then you can just plop them out and they look a little bit like this. Okay, so moving on to savoury after all that sweet, I'm going to show you how to make these pizzas that are in the shape of pumpkins, or you could make them into like witches bags or anything you like. So you're going to need some pre-made pizza dough, some marinara sauce that I added herbs and garlic to, some cheese and a bit of oil or milk mixed in with paprika. So you want to roll out your pizza dough like this and then cut it into 4. And this is a really easy recipe. You just want to put about a tablespoon of the mix. I also added some nutritional yeast and mixed herbs to that, then redistribute it because I'm always too generous on the first bit, and then add a bit of cheese. You could put chorizo, olives, corn, pineapple, ooh, controversial, or any toppings or fillings you like into these, and then you want to grab up each one of the sides, tuck it all in so there's no leakage, and then twist it at the top. I saw other people online doing this and tying it with string, but I'm not going to lie, I didn't have any patience for that, she says after decorating marzipan cake pops. But you want to twist it. It kind of looks a bit like an organic, natural pumpkin, or again, you could use it as like, I don't know, some kind of witch's sack. Do witches have sacks? No idea. And then using your fingers, because I don't have a little snazzy brush, I'm coating them with a mixture of milk and paprika. This just gives it that kind of orange golden look when they cook, and these are delicious. I topped mine with a bit of basil and they are really good. Okay, so next these cheesy jalapeno poppers. I heard about jalapeno poppers on Pinterest years ago and I was like, oh, I think it's quite an American thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but you want some pre-made pastry, jalapenos or mini peppers. I'm in Spain, so I couldn't find jalapenos, so I had these padron peppers in the fridge. So you want to cut them just like I showed you there. And then because I like spice, I'm filling them with some chopped mini jalapeno peppers, or no, actually these aren't jalapenos, but you get the drift, something spicy. You can skip that if you're not a fan of spice. And then add cheese, and then I'm using these kind of shreds of pastry to wrap it around to make it look a bit like a mummy. And again, using the milk paprika mix from the pizza dough recipe. I'm just using that if the pastry needs to be wet a little bit. And this is what they should look like when you're done. Pop them in the oven, put some googly eyes on them, really cute. So I'm a massive mushroom fan, so I thought, let's make them look like skulls. So I'm not going to lie, it took a while to carve these out, but I think they look really effective. So I took a mushroom, as I'm showing you here, cut it in half, and then carved around it a little bit to make it a bit more circular. And I actually used a straw for the eyes on the other mushrooms, but I left it in the other room. You can use a knife. You want to carve out a nose, You want to make the bottom of the mushroom look a little bit like teeth. Hopefully with the close-ups you can see a little bit better. And then I fried these in some olive oil, some fresh garlic, some coconut cream, some olive oil, and some paprika, so they were a little bit spicy. And this is what they looked like before the camera went all steamy. Oh no. And then, yeah, serve them on some toast. Use the bread to dip it in the sauce. Really good, nice little bit of a savoury vegetable snack. And then this is what everything looks like all together on my board. So we have the sweet, we have the savoury, all delicious things. I really like how these cake pops turned out. I think they're my favourite, especially the little bat. He's so cute. And I also chopped open a pepper and put some roasted red pepper hummus inside that was just bought from the shop. So that was a super easy addition. And then I also carved a yellow pepper and filled it full of guacamole. And it looks like he is being sick, which I thought was pretty cute. And then we have these spooky Halloween crisps littered around the board as well. You've got your jalapenos there, your pizza, some bread over there, of course. We've got the Halloween little cakes and these garlic and cheese little baguette sticks, which I thought looked a little bit like witches' fingers, which was quite cool. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with how this came out. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below which snack was your favourite. Are you going to try to recreate any of these? And thank you so much for watching. I'd love if you subscribed, and I hope to see you again around these parts soon. Bye!